Raid Shadow. Oh, yeah.
a dear place to
guys. Let's go. Ladies and gents, welcome to Pilgrims, one of the best maps for Age of Empires 2 diplomacy we have ever seen. I think the last upload on my channel that featured community games had Pilgrims, so it feels like it hasn't been too long. But it was the deadliest Pilgrims ever because it was exploding villagers, and we are going back to classic settings. I allowed them to pick civilizations. We've got Pilgrims without exploding villagers, just your standard game. And actually, what is happening here? This is a very interesting generation. So if you don't know about Pilgrims, Pilgrims is a map where you start on an island. Right? So you start on an island, and then you start with a transport, you start with a team, you start with some people. And you have to decide what you want to do with that. And it's going to take me a little bit of time to introduce people because Teal... Oh, God. I think this is Stupid Camel's first community game. And Stupid Camel has just transported villagers over to someone else's starting island. And is now placing a town center. And Stupid Camel is so tempted to make a joke because your name has stupid in it. But I'm just going to say you're probably nervous. And you probably just didn't think it through. I have seen this mistake happen many times before. So, feels bad for Stupid Camel, though I am excited to see Stupid Camel realize what he or she has done. over the next couple minutes. It's not like we have anyone watching. Here you've got Mr. G. Now, Mr. G has decided to transport to the mainland. Mr. G's playing as the Ethiopians, and Mr. G has found a good old spot. Here in the green, you've got Gavalia playing as the Huns. Over here in the yellow, we've got Pikachu Power, who did say that he's in love with Pokemon, and so is his girlfriend. And then here comes Father Trace. And Father Trace is trying to find areas for the mainland, and happens to see, what's the size of this, by the way? It is large. Happens to see that Yellow is setting up shop there and is going to relocate elsewhere with the Lithuanians. Now we of course have Stupid Camel playing as the Malians. And then if you look around, you've got your darn Tootin playing as the Khmer, which just doesn't feel right. But your darn Tootin. Oh, is way down here. Okay, and your darn Tootin is going to add a TC. That's an interesting TC spot because you have to like cross underneath it to walk through here. Here in the orange, we've got Zam. Zam is playing as the Bohemians, a new Civ. And have I missed someone here? Have I said everyone? I think I've actually addressed everyone in this game. Yagamard is actually the one that I forgot. My bad. And Yag is playing as the Poles, another new Civ. So we have the Poles and the Bohemians featured. Looks like we even have a full work there. Cute little AI layout here with the mills and the sheep around the mill and everything. It looks good. But at least for the most part, players realize they need to go to the middle. Red's problem is Red doesn't have wood for town center. So Red start with the forward here, and the double clip really slowed things down. Now, okay, I want to talk about this, right? Because this is something that's always in the back of my mind with community games. The way we do community games is that we allow anyone to try and enter, regardless of their skill level. So if you were the Viper and you wanted to play in a community game, you could do so. If you entered the program and the program picked you, that's just how it works. Red, I have no clue where you're going right now, but you're giving us the look at as I talk. So yeah, anyone could enter and play in a community game. That means if you're the biggest noob with no hotkeys or the biggest pro with all the hotkeys, you could try and play. And so what happens is you have different mixes of skill levels involved. And this one, if I were, and I say this respectfully, I think is pretty novice compared to some other groups because Father Trace, I know, Father Trace is a solid player, but not by no means like the best player we've ever seen in community games. Red, I think this is the first community game for Red. We have Gavalia, I think that's the first community game. Your darn Tootin and Stupid Camel, also, I believe, first community game. So, I mean, for people out there who are watching, it's important to bring that perspective. And Red is now... What? Red's now town centering here. I really do not get what these three villagers are doing or why they're here. I assumed, incorrectly, that Red was going to try and town center. But maybe Red's like, well, this space is already occupied, so let's just walk around. They're really, what it is they're trying to get some exercise because it's a beautiful day outside. There's a whole bunch of turkeys on this map, and it looks like your darn Tootin is loving that. That's what all that pink and purple is over here. And if you didn't already hear, players have kings, and it's important to keep your kings alive throughout this game. So it is diplomacy. They'll be able to ally each other, and we'll see what happens, but certainly a wide discrepancy in kill counts right now. I noticed that there's a lot of wood on this generation. Did you guys pick up on that? It's almost like this map normally comes way out here, but it didn't here for some reason. And so there's so much wood. Like, think about it. Purple can go one wall, house, and it's fully walled on this side. I mean, this is really campy. I've never seen a Pilgrim's generation like this. So, probably what happened was the devs added 2 new civilizations, and normally other things go to shit when there's additions. So, maybe, excuse my language, maybe some things broke. But, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means it's different. Could also have something to do with this weird water area, which isn't hugely uncommon on Pilgrims. I've seen it before. That's an interesting spot there. That could be a real good spot to hide your king, maybe. Put a transport over there later on in the game. So Red is in a weird spot where villagers can have to be transported back and forth. These villagers are just housing. My guess is we're going to see a full work here in a second. These villagers can eat some of their turkey. Oh, never mind. It's a lumber camp. I was wrong. It was one or the other. We have some players on the way to feudal age already. We've got green. We've got gray. We've got teal, and we've got orange. So you'll notice, well, actually, teal's pretty fast here, I have to say. And teal's actually done a really good job. Stupid camel with 31 eco. The TC spot's a little awkward, but certainly not the worst start I've ever seen. Utilizing some mills for shorefish, utilizing a dock for fishing ships. Making a lumber camp now on some trees that are less than ideal, but still definitely not the worst start I've ever seen. I'm loving how the players are taking shorefish for food. That's really smart. I also love how they're docking and trying to take fishing ships, or a fish with the fishing ships. What's blue got in here? Okay, 5 villagers. Now blue already has villagers here. So it's interesting to me that blue wants to send villagers elsewhere. Like maybe just have villagers in different spots in case one part of your eco starts to go down. Muden, hello, says hello T-Nizzle. How are you doing? I was doing great until someone called me T-Nizzle. Now I'm doing slightly worse, but still having a pretty good day, so thank you for stopping by. Hello King Muden, thank you for the 7 months. Thank you Lucky Forever for the 17 months as well. And if I had to pick a favorite right now, if I had to pick someone to win this game, I think I would go with... I have no clue. I can't. I don't know. I don't know enough about the players. And it's really hard for me to know what their level is right now. I was gonna say Mr. G, but Mr. G forgot to go gold to go Castle Age after reaching feudal. And that's like a relatively basic thing, so who knows. Hello, Smoking Panda. I don't even know what you mean by that, so I'm just gonna say no. Yeah, blue's location could be considered really strong, but I think being somewhat towards the middle of everyone is gonna be awkward. Like, that means you could get hit from either side. But these giant wood lines, dude. Like, look at this! Look at this forest. It completely blocks orange off from blue. With one stone wall that's completely walled up. That is so weird. And then here you've got cute little red. There's really not going to be a lot of mainland space for people. Like, where's teal going to go, guys? Where is teal going to go in Castle Age? There's not going to be any space. You go here, you hit purple and all of his turkeys. You go here, you hit orange. You go here, you hit blue. Here you hit green. Here you hit yellow. And here you hit gray. There's like one area you could maybe pass blue here. And then run back here. But I mean, so cramped. Yo, Soxy, or sorry. Sorry, I got your name wrong. Sorry. The woodlines are great because that's what I think. It seems like normally the landmass extends further out. I'm not sure what caused that. Anyways, I will keep an eye on things for you. And Teal still has the king out here as well. And Teal is actually all the way to Castle Age. So, not the first one there, but will be the third one there. And he's now going to send some villagers into the transport alongside that king. Let's check Red's resources, because I know Red's been having problems. Red is getting supplies right now. Red is the ultimate low elo legend. Researching supplies, and there's no reason to research supplies. I think Red saw the apples and said, you know what? That looks like food. I need food right now. And just said, let's click it. Boink! I can't tell if Red is memeing, but based on Red's start, my guess is that Red genuinely thought supplies would be beneficial here. And just to be clear, supplies is a really good upgrade if you're going to make infantry. But considering the cost is 150 food and 100 gold, Red only has 60 food now after that upgrade. It probably is not worth it. So normally I think, okay, that person might just be doing it because they want to watch me and hear me say supplies later on, but Red scouting with his spearman now, I think, is genuinely trying to figure things out. And I think it was Yagamard who said, I've never once played online. So I think that has probably shot, that has probably shot, not his chances, but the amount of people who's rooting for him sky high. And that's the beauty of community games, because now, even if Red doesn't win, Red is going to be someone we talk about. Red is going to be a very important figure in this game. Hooray! Okay, here's Teal with the transport ship. You've got 4 villagers, and you've got a king. Now, Teal is aware of where some of these people are because of the Lions. It looks like not everyone is trusting of each other for some reason. So Teal knows Blue is here and says, well, I don't have a lot of space there. I don't want to go that way. But again, like, where do you go? You're going to pass through someone's base. Yeah, polls have generic champions, but to think about champion right now is just a little bit ahead of the game. Red's at 15 pop. Supplies probably not worth it. Now, Teal is encapsulated, so I think ideally what you'd want to do is you don't have any resources here. You probably want to delete this TC and just make a mill, and then make new TCs on the mainland. So I think that's what Teal is shooting for. But Teal's been in Castle Age for a while and hasn't been able to invest into multiple town centers for villagers. Blue's going to do that now. Gray is on the way to Castle Age and will eventually do that. You see Yellow doing that. So there's going to be leaving less space. Oh, but Red has this little pocket of space. There's one gold. There's one thing of stone. There's one relic. There's a group of deer. This is cute. This is really cute. So Red might not have the greatest chances to win the game, but Red could be someone's trustful ally. Why delete your starting TC in Castle Age? Well, because you don't want to create new villagers here. I mean, you could. It's just a pain in the ass to have to continue sending villagers into transports. It's not such an easy task. So I think at this point, I would delete this TC. Let the villagers work on what they have. And then when you're creating vills... Oh my god, this is the only spot that Teal found! Nope, can't go that way. There's not enough space. Can't fit a TC there. Teal's just like, what do I do? Where do I go? Now, I can't really see them conversing because we still don't have spectator chat 2 years after the game came out. But Teal is probably saying something to Gray, like, hey, buddy, just passing here. So let's get some just passing. Gray might also recognize. And if you're buddy, and this gate is open, and it's not locked, you can just walk through. So remember that. And Yellow's going to be like, yo, get off my lawn. What are you doing? Actually, technically, this is not really Yellow's space. Yellow had to sneak past Gray as well. So that's fine. So the just passing works out. Teal now, with the resources to go in, by the way, we'll probably aim to build a TC. Back to, like, you don't have any wood here anymore. So there's very little wood. So I think with the market, and never mind, Teal's just going to go for a lumber camp. Okay, that works too. I guess that's one way to get wood income. Update on your darn Tootin over here playing as the Khmer. Not a bad situation here economically. Lots of food, probably from the fish boom. Lots of food, no farms yet with Khmer. They'll probably come up. We've got 3 TCs pumping out bills. They get 4 TCs pumping out bills. Update on Red. Red still has 5 on food. And Red is loading villages into transports, which is a very time-consuming thing to do, especially if you're on the newer side. But is enjoying the benefit of the full work. Making some farms around that with the poles. Stupid Camel has the score lead, but I think it's because of the resources thing. Not because of the pop. Stupid Camel has 49 pop. And, ooh, Gavalion is allied Stupid Camel. That's cute. Alright. But it hasn't been accepted yet by Teal. But again, there's got to be some conversations there. Actually, my guess is Green just remembered this was Diplo and allied everyone. Because notice how not many people are allied with Green. That's a big thing in Diplo to ally everyone right away. Otherwise, they're going to be like, wait a second. Who is this guy and why doesn't he trust me? What about Zam, though? I saw Zam had some neutrals out there. Zam put Stupid Camel on neutral. And then put Red on enemy. I wonder why. Oh. No! No, not Red. There's people who have mercy in these games, and there's people that say, get off of the internet, no longer play online, and bully in these games. And I wonder what type of person Zam's going to be. Okay, in all fairness, if Zam doesn't attack someone here, Zam will have, like, no space. Like, this space is crucial. And maybe Red, we can't see the chat. Maybe Red said, hey, screw you, bud. The stone walls clearly show that Red doesn't trust Orange. I'm a little sad to see this. The Red decides to change Orange to enemy. Meanwhile, oh, it's getting attacked over here as well. Oh, no. No, this is so discouraging. Poor Yamgarad had such a rough start, is trying to trade, is getting attacked on water and on land, and this could easily be the end. But again, I think this comes down to the generation. I think you can't really say that Orange is being too rude here. A, because we don't know what they're saying. Maybe Red just called Orange's mom fat. I mean, that would upset me. But also, like, Orange doesn't have a lot of resources. It's kill or be killed in this game, and I mean that as Orange decides to kill his own units there on the outpost. But it's alright, nobody saw that. Zam says, thank you for saving the turkeys to me. I'm going to take those turkeys over to my new base. Thank you very much. Spearmen are all that Red can really queue up. Well, I love Red. I really hope Orange would have some mercy, but I think it might be too late. And Red, if you watch this, no, absolutely no worries. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of space in this. I think there's going to have to be more aggression because of this. But it's sad to see, as the king is currently inside the town center, by the way. So the king is alive. I don't know if Red's going to be able to get out of here or what. Doesn't really have wood for anything as the buildings go down. So we have to look elsewhere. You've got Yellow, and Yellow is attacking Father here. And I think Father might even go down before Red does. Because the king is in there, and that TC is about to be eaten. And Father doesn't really have anything to deal with this. These are Magi Knights with full attack. And there's the king. And the king is trying to run back, but the people are blocking the king. The people are like, we don't care about the king. The king didn't take care of us. And our first person to die is Gray. As Red lives on, and maybe, just maybe, Orange will forget about Red, and Red will continue to fight in this game. Pikachu powered, loves Pikachu, apparently. Loves the color yellow. Which is pretty fitting, I suppose, and has already gotten a kill. That didn't take too long. Now, I don't think there's any reason for Orange to really to continue to commit against Red. I mean, truthfully, Red's not really threatening anyone. So I'm hoping that maybe Orange just gets distracted by one of the big boys. Here comes Blue with some bills. This is the area that's crucial. There's lots of resources here. So now Yellow can take all this gold. I think Purple, though... Like, Purple's not being attacked by anyone right now. How did Blue get here? What the... Blue ran all along the shoreline to get there? That's brilliant. But yeah, your Darn Tootin has 125 vills and is completely untouched and has a crazy eco. With Kmur. So your Darn Tootin might end up smashing people at some point. Anyways, update on Red. Red's fine. They're 13 pop. There's only a couple pop less than what Red had in a couple minutes ago. So Purple loving life. Green and Blue may be a little uneasy because of their position right now. Sedalia has decent fishing eco, but it almost doesn't seem like anyone trusts each other right now. They're all doing their own thing. Not seeing any signs that people are going to work together here. As I say that, Blue somehow gets villagers over here and is going to try and steal some of that stone. Yeah, Blue's been a little sneaky with some of that. Like this here, maybe just chopping some wood so the gold can be taken later. Blue's also an imp and making Arbalest. I am, yes. I had a really bad headache yesterday, but I'm feeling really good. Actually, not headache yesterday. I had a headache on Wednesday. But it was one of those deals that people were recommending I do various things to fix a headache, which I appreciated, but it's just because I wasn't hydrating and I was drinking a lot of caffeine, and then it caught up with me after a few days, so. You know, there is also one thing to bring up. I believe it is possible to win with a wonder. I believe it is possible to win with a wonder. I'm not certain, though, because we've been toying around with the settings, and last week it was possible in one of the games that we did. So I think we put the same settings here. So if purple wanted to just like cut to the corner and make a wonder there, that would be pretty funny. But to me, it does look like purple wants to fight. Every time I hear these elephants, it sounds like someone blowing their nose into a tissue. Sorry, elephant. That's what it sounds like. Don't get angry at me. This castle position for green is not gonna make Stupid Camel very happy. Stupid Camel's king is inside of that town center, and that's a lot of crucial eco right there. I think with the flip of a switch, Gevalia can easily just turn and kill Teal. What you need to do is you need to make sure you're needed. You need to talk to green and say, hey buddy, can you trade the water? Hey buddy, do you want resources? You have to keep yourself alive somehow. I think Teal is prepped for this though, and it's gonna make some fights. No, Phasia, I'm with you there. I still maintain that in ranked games, there should be an option to enable Relic and Wonder Victory. I just feel like it's such a unique thing, and Regicide as well. I feel like it's such a unique thing for Age of Empires, and the fact that it's not in anything except community games is a little rough. Like, have it be an opt-in, you know? Have it be an opt-in. Or if you're gonna have Fortress in ranked, it should be Regicide Fortress. I don't know why the devs don't have Regicide Fortress. That's what it's been for years. Someone said that red was in purple's base, but I'm not actually seeing that. But I think that's fake news. I'm not seeing it. But I guess the colors are pretty similar. Red is over here just trying to think about escaping at this point, and has been creating a galley every so often, but as you can see, that hasn't worked out too well. I feel really bad for red. I wish orange would leave red alone. I mean, red has been trying so hard to take out 2 galleons. But maybe red can escape. I mean, there's maybe some hope. Maybe some hope. But I think there's going to be karma, guys. AoE karma is a very real thing. Zam is in the Imperial Age. Zam is making Scorpions, so probably just expecting to have to attack or defend against purple. But I don't know what's up with the scores right now. That probably has to do with the teams. But your darn Teuton has an amazing Civ and amazing comp for this. And your darn Teuton has Ballista Elephants. And these Ballistas are going to take out the trees, which mean these walls will do nothing for orange. And these elephants are just going to stampede and kill orange, I believe anyways. Now, Scorpions and Monks would be pretty good, but you probably want some other units as well. And the difference is orange has so much economy. So if orange loses units, or purple, sorry. Purple has so much economy that if purple loses units, purple can always make more. Now, Zam is one of the longest supporters of the channel here. So it's a little funny to me to see people immediately turning on him for attacking red. Like, Zam's going to rewatch this and he's going to be like, chat, I've been hanging out around community games for 2 or 3 years. I've been one of you. Like, what's the deal? Why are you being so mean to me? Why are you rooting against me? Chat's like, you attacked Yag. How dare you? So cluttered, man. There's so little space. Okay. Right? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that I've been doing this for as long as I've been doing it. Time flies. Hey, thank you, Sunny PP. Your weird name is always tough for me to say every time, but thank you for the 28 months. And thank you, Tiltstars, who said, and I quote, the elephants sound like my dad. Thank you for the 30 months. Your dad a little gassy? What do you guys have to do? I don't know what that means. Thank you, Romain, for the 4 months, and thank you for asking if I felt better. Thank you, Magnolia, for the 7 months. Nice to see you. Ostrich and Bottle, welcome back. Okay, orange, excuse me. I just combined onager and orange. Onager cutting this way. But funnily enough, yellow has a build. So I don't know. Did yellow tell orange, hey, let me get a build through? Are they working together? I don't think so. I think orange just wanted to take the gold. Here you've got Cavalier on the way for Gevalia. And I'm surprised to see that Gevalia has not fought Stupid Camel yet. Stupid Camel has a really good civ for against Huns, I think. Now Galleons are one of the best. And here you've got the Magyar Paladins doing work, but there's not a lot of space. These are very cramped. We got a red update. Red is alive, and red is about to go Castle Age. Let's go. About to go Castle Age. It's also been trading and getting 117 gold per trip. And that's what someone pointed out earlier, I think. It's just that red is sending the trade cards towards purple stops. Now, I don't know if purple even knows about that. You know, purple might have no clue. Purple is at 200 pop and feeling great about life right now. Oh, yeah, he also has this spearman, which is now trapped in purple space. I forgot about that. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, man, Mr. G is going in after the stupid camel. As stupid camel is now attacking green. Now, who's yellow with? Oh, God. I feel so bad for stupid camel right now. It's a triple. But there's nothing to be excited about here if you're stupid camel. What do? 3 people on you. Unfortunately, you just die. There's not much you can do about this. The king is going to go down. I think. Someone's going to kill it. Green's going to get the kill. Respectful of blue to give green the kill. And stupid camel is our second person down. I mean, it was inevitable that if things started here, it would be crazy. Just all 3 of them decided to take out teal. Now, I relate to that because that happened to me in the game I played earlier. And